Hello, you're welcome to Reviews and Recaps, and we're going to be getting into Ready to Love Season 6, Episode 6. Let's get into it. So the first scene was the men's lounge, and Uncle Tommy was having a conversation with the men, talking about, if the foundation crumbled, who would they consider as the backup plan, and that they should take whoever they consider as the backup plan out on a date. So the first thing that happened was Eric took out Carmen. And so Eric was saying that Carmen is a second option. So he's taking her out to see how a second connection is and see what the true connection is between him and Carmen. When Carmen got there, Carmen was like, she was saying to Eric that, she's nervous. And Eric was basically saying that he's already feeling her, so it's unfair to the others. He said, I want to feel you more. And then she's like, well, fill up on me then. I'm like, guys, get a room. Like, what is going on here? It seems like there was a lot of sexual tension between them. Now, one thing I've noticed is Carmen leads with the sexual energy, but also she comes across very soft when she's on these dates with men. So I feel like it's a good balance of the sexual innuendo, but still fun and flirty and stuff. So it seems like the guys are intrigued by her. But yeah, Eric was basically saying that he was loving how nice she smelled. Carmen was like, when she walks into the room, she commands attention. Guess what Mr. Eric said? Mr. Eric was like, I'm sure certain things come to attention when you walk in the room. I'm like, guys, can we take the sexual innuendos out, please? You guys are doing too much. That's one thing about this season. I don't know if because they're older, they're more horny. I don't know what it is. But all I know is that there is a lot of sexually charged energy in this season. I don't know what that is about. It's less of the focus on a connection, but more of a focus on sexual energy. And I just don't know what that is. But yeah. I personally think, to Carmen, it is a competition because the way she was asking Eric about the Kia, I was like, this just gives me the impression of she's a woman that's come here to win. She wants to have the affections of all the men, and she wants to be able to be like, okay, I'm not interested in this one. I'm not interested in this one. I'm going to go with this one on the last day. But essentially, she's just out here wilding out, wanting the affections of all of the men. And that's that. She's just like, yeah, give me all the attention. That's what I'm here for. And so then there was Demetrius and Tina. Tina basically told Demetrius that she didn't think he was interested and that they didn't even speak at the beach party. Tina was talking about, how Demetrius was out here nibbling on people's ears and how that gave her player vibes and kissing people and how that gave her player vibes. I'm like, sis, how? It is a dating competition. He's allowed to date other people. He's allowed to kiss other people, nibble on other people's ears. Girl, he don't even know you. You guys have never been on a date. You are new to this competition. So I don't understand how that gives you player vibes, sis. You know what you were signing up for when you signed up for Ready to Love. I wasn't feeling that at all. And I personally felt like she was coming on too serious. She was coming on too seriously. I didn't like it. Demetrius looked uncomfortable. So I was very surprised when Demetrius then said in his confessional that he likes a woman that speaks her mind up front, blah, blah, blah. And he's willing to get to know Tina a lot more. I'm like, are you just saying it because you want to stay in the competition? Or are you saying it because it is true? The reason I say that is I just get the vibe that Demetrius was so uncomfortable throughout that date. If I'm wrong, guys, let me know in the comment section. Because he looked uncomfortable. He looked like he was so shifty in his chair. So to suddenly say he likes women like that, unless you like women that make you uncomfortable, then unless I'm missing something, let me know in the comment section if I'm missing something, guys. Anyways, there was the tall chocolate brother, Donovan, and Akia. So Akia was basically saying that Donovan was the new kid at school. And that when Dakia said that Donovan was fine as hell, I felt that. I was like, yeah, that man is sexy. That man is sexy. He is fine. He is tall, like, alrighty guy. Like, he is fit. Yeah. Anyways, I'll move on. It seemed like they had like a good banter going on, good conversations and stuff. I don't necessarily know whether there is a full-on connection there, but I know that they had a good first date. The other good first date that I saw was Donovan and Sabrina. Is it that Donovan is a true listener or is mastered the art of looking like he's listening? Like, you know, when people pretend to listen and they say the ums and they say the ahs and they're like, yeah, no, I know what you mean. No, I hear that. Like, oh, okay, cool. You know, but in reality, they don't understand or heard. They didn't hear a word of what you said. I do wonder if that's Donovan, because he just seems to always be like, yeah, you know. So I always wonder, because I'm also like that. So, you know, I always wonder. And 9 out of 10, sometimes I don't hear, you know, what you're saying, or I hear and I just can't be bothered to fully, like, really grasp it. I think I use it, like, when I'm talking to people that talk a lot, but what they're saying is repeating the same thing over and over again. Then I fall into the, okay, cool. Oh, no, I understand that. Yeah. And then I take the last word of whatever it is they said and I repeat it back to them so they feel like I'm listening. But I only do that for people who talk too much and repeat the same thing over and over again, especially when I've heard it the first time, the second time, the third time, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. So I do wonder whether Donovan is like that, but, you know, we'll see. We'll find out. Now, one thing I do notice is that I think Sabrina just seems like a joy to be around, because it's like all the men just... Sorry, guys. I woke up early this morning to record this. So I guess I should have had like a little caffeine in my system. Sorry, guys. But yeah, one thing I do notice is like everyone loves being around Sabrina. It's like she's just good vibes, good energy, very smiley. So I feel like that just naturally gets and piques the attention of like most people. And so I think that's probably why all the guys are like, oh, yes. It was interesting. Donovan asked Sabrina if there was a chance for a new connection. She said yes. I think they had a little connection, but we'll see. You know how these people are. You go on the first day, you have all these energy and sweet vibes, and then next episode, we're not together. Like, all right, then I'm not interested. Okay, then cool. Anyway, so Clifton took Dakia on a date. It was very sexual as usual. So many sexual innuendos. Mr. Clifton fed her some oysters, I believe, or something. It's interesting. It looks like they talked about other things outside of like what they want to do to each other. So I'm glad, because it was like constantly the sexual innuendos was just too much. One thing that I took from that date was that Clifton and Dakia like extreme sports. They love a lot. They're adrenaline junkies. They love extreme sports. And I think they really vibed on that. Clifton didn't really think about Dakia aside the person that makes sexual innuendo jokes and blah, blah, blah. Sexual innuendos and da-da-da. He didn't think of her as someone who had other things in common with him. But to hear that they both love, you know, jumping off of planes, doing all these extreme stuff, I think they actually connected a lot more on that. So anyways, Paul took Joy out on a date, and Joy was just acting weird. She was acting very shifty. Like, granted, it is a competition, right? So even if you don't have a connection with that person, you don't need to be seeming so shifty. She was so shifty the whole time. I was like, okay, what's going on? It was like she was perpetrating the whole homie vibes. Like, it was like, okay, you don't have a connection with him. That is fine. But it was like she was doing too much. Let me know if you guys agree with me or if you disagree in the comment section below. But Joy began to tell Paul that she was getting bored of the process and having to explore the people when she just wants to simply focus on people she has connections with. Now, sis, I agree with you. I feel like Ready to Love needs to be switched around a little bit. So there is like when people actually have connections and they focus on connections, then they are safe and secure. And then maybe the public votes them out or something if they don't like the couple. I think they need to shift towards something like that, because it almost seems that even when you get the connection, you still have to be playing around and acting like, you know, you are connected to other people when truly you are not connected to other people. And I feel like that's the thing. However, this is the show that you joined, sis. So get with the program or leave. You know? So it was honestly like two homies in a date, man. It was hella awkward as hell. Anyway, so Levine took Ace on a date. I was like, okay, all right, Levine. Then he got her a gift. It looks like shea butter to me. I don't know, guys, but what do you guys think? I thought it looked like shea butter. Anyways, Mr. Levine decided to rub it into her skin. I was like, okay, Levine, like, all right. He took his job seriously. He properly rubbed that cream into her skin. I didn't see any white particles. I'm like, all right, I like a man that knows his job, honey. He really rubbed it into her skin. That's all I'm going to say. But it looks like they were on a decent date. You know, Ace has always looked like she was listening. It looks like they have some sort of connection. I am a bit concerned because of the way Levine has shown himself on the show, hot and cold. 1 minute he's all in, the next minute he's not. You know, I do wonder whether Ace is a safe choice for him, because he's thinking, yo, she's not going to treat me like crap. Oh, she's not going to do this to me. She's likely to treat me the best. But are you going to treat her the best? Because Ace seems like such a sweetheart, but I don't get the impression that Levine is. It's like 1 minute Levine wants to be sweet, the next minute he wants to be gangster. And I just don't like people that are shifty like that. It's like, which one do you want to be? Then stay there, you know? Anyways, that's my little 2 cents on that. So Precious and Mr. Tory, they went out on a date. Tory started asking what makes Precious tick. Precious was like, wait, you want me to tell you because you want to do it? He said yes, and they laughed about it. Mr. Tory went back to talking about, you know, hitting the kidneys. I'm like, guy, what is with you and hitting the kidneys? Like, to me, it's annoying because people that go around saying things like that end up being crap at it. So it's like, you're out here talking about hitting the kidneys. Who wants their kidneys hit? No, I want my kidneys fine and secure, honey. Like, no, I don't want you to hit my kidneys. No, thank you. You know, so that would not be attractive for me. Precious definitely wasn't feeling that. And Tori has said it so many times in this whole experience that I'm over it. I do not want my kidneys to be hit. Thank you. I need my kidneys. What the hell? Anyways, can you tell that annoyed me a little bit? I just don't get it. What's with you and kidneys? Definitely has a kidney fetish, like Precious said. Anyways, Precious was saying that, you know, I don't know if we're just friends or if we're going to be just lovers or if we're going to be just this. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, Precious, do you want a man? Do you want a relationship? Or are you talking about friends with benefits? You know, even Tori was like, he looks like he was shocked. He didn't see that coming at all. Anyway, so I don't know what Tori was going to do or something. I think he was going to clean her lip or something. I can't remember what it was. And then he kissed her. And I'm just like, first of all, Tori, I do not believe in people trying to sneak kiss you. It's happened to me before and I hated it because it wasn't from someone that I wanted. It was from, okay, I can't give you full details, but imagine my boyfriend's boss sneak kissing me. Let's just put it that way. It was, oh my goodness. Like, I was so upset. So no, don't be out here sneak kissing people. If you want to kiss someone, let it be obvious you want to kiss them. Don't be out here trying to clean my lip, do something, and then just sneak kiss me. I don't like that. That is not consent. What the hell is wrong with people? Like, can we stop doing that? And then after kissing this lady, snake kissing this lady, Tori had the audacity to say in confessionals, oh, he didn't feel a vibe, there was no spark. I was like, guy, if there was no spark, you should have known before you kissed the woman. There was no point in you kissing her and then being like there was no spark. You know for sure there was no spark before you kissed her. You were just trying to get at Sabrina for what she did. Don't be doing that with people's feelings, Mr. Tory. Don't do it. Anyways, we're back in the gentleman's lounge, and then, Uncle Tommy is trying to find out what's happened with all of their dates. And then Eric was saying that, he and Dickie are vibe, and that's something you eat over and over again. I'm like, okay, Eric, alrighty, she ain't food, but okay. Then she was like, Carmen came and then shifted his lineup. I'm like, Are you now saying to me that Carmen is number 1 and Dakia is number 2? Because Carmen was out here just wanting to give you all the sexual energy? This is the thing. I feel like the men on the show are not ready to love. And the women, to be honest, most of them aren't. They're not ready to love as such. It's like they're ready to get down. They're ready to have a lover. They're ready for some friends with benefits shenanigans. Like, they don't really seem like they're looking for a long-term commitment. So I don't know if the show is really for them. Anyways, Demetrius talked about how Tina shifted some things for him. I personally think he's just trying to stay in the game and he's trying to add a few more people, because so far it seems that Sabrina is the only person that likes him. So he's trying to get other people that like him so that they are safe, also that he is safe. Donovan talked about, all of the 3 dates that he went on. He seemed to like all of the ladies. I think he's playing his cards really close to his chest. And I know why. I think because he's trying to stay for the long haul. He just doesn't want to be removed from the show so quickly. So he's trying to drag it out a little bit by creating connections with multiple women so that he is safe, right? And so, interestingly, Levin starts talking about Ace was his one, and she could be the one out of this experience that they're already talking about Christmas presents and this and this and this. And then proceeds to then talk about how the guy should make sure that, they should start choosing and start narrowing down their options. And then Demetrius was not having any of it. Even Donovan was like, yeah, I'm going to choose when I'm ready to choose. I just came. I'm not going to be bullied into choosing so quickly. And I hear that, Donovan. I hear that. Demetrius was like not having it. Demetrius did not care for his opinions at all. And I understand Levine is I don't want to say it. It's a bit of an annoyance. Oh, God. Yeah. Sorry, Levine, if you're listening, but this whole show, you were blowing hot and cold, so it's hard to like your character on the show. I'm sure you're a sweet man, but no. Anyway, so when Uncle Tommy was like, who aren't you feeling? They were mentioning Precious, and, also one thing I found interesting was when other guys were mentioning Sabrina as someone that they had a connection with, Tori looks really uncomfortable. I'm like, guy, are you in love with this girl, obsessed with this girl? What is going on? You know the show you signed up for. Like, what is all this energy I'm getting from you? Every time when Donovan mentioned Sabrina, he looked uncomfortable. When Demetrius mentioned Sabrina, he looked uncomfortable. Then proceeded to say in his confessional that, he knows what they have and, he's not scared. I'm like, guy, no, it's reading all over your face. You can't even hide it, even if you tried, honey. Like, stop lying. Anyways, now it was time for the elimination. Most of the people at the men's lounge talked about Joy and Precious being people they don't have connections with. And so with Joy, a lot of them were talking about how it seems that she's just laser focused on who she wants, and that's that. Anyway, so elimination date. Demetrius took Joy out on a date. basically to express what the guys have told her and, you know, for the elimination and stuff, right? So Demetrius basically raised the concerns that the guys have that she's locked in on her connection with Clifton and there's no room for other people. Homegirl pretty much said yes. I'm like, guy, you are on a dating competition. In a dating competition. You ain't gonna be like, choosing one person is not going to save you for the long haul. You need to make connections with other people as well. You saying to a man, one of these guys on a date, that you do not have room for other people is pretty much narrowing your options and you are likely to go home like ASAP. What the hell is wrong with you? It was very uncomfortable to watch because she went from 0 to 10,000 with Demetrius. It was like she was just acting out because she thought she was going home. She kept like going back and forth with him. Then she proceeded to ask him, you know, does he truly like anyone here or was he just here for the show? I'm like, girl, let this man speak. Let this man tell you why he invited you here. Like, what are you doing? It was very uncomfortable to watch. I think I'm going to watch that part again because it was so uncomfortable, and I feel like it's so important for us to do like a sit down step-by-step analysis of the nonsense, really. But yeah, I was not feeling it at all. And then there was the elimination dates of Precious and Clifton. I think it was one of the nicest elimination dates ever. Clifton basically mentioned the guys talking about her being a party girl. Precious didn't like that statement. She kind of felt like Demetrius started it and everyone was just running with it. But she took the whole elimination very well. She's like, to Clifton, so are we going to continue to be homies? He said yes, forever. And it was just nice vibes. So yeah, good luck to Precious. I knew she was going to go, so nothing shocking there. So yeah, but back to Joy and Demetrius. Demetrius basically said that, you know, the guys have decided that you are still here, but you're being put on notice, you know. And I'm just like, girl, she now hugged him and was nicer at the end. But I'm like, girl, your whole behavior was unnecessary. Like, can we agree to that? Like, you're doing absolutely way too much, honey. Like, it's not that deep. It is a competition. There are chances that you are going to go home. There is no reason for you to be going off at someone just because they were having the elimination date for you. And then in the confessional, she was talking about how she shot the messenger. I'm like, and she doesn't feel bad about it. I'm like, girl, you should feel bad about it. It is not right. Don't do that. Anyways, that's the end of the recap. If you enjoyed this episode, let me know in the comment section below which part was your favorite part. Also, with Joy, do you think like Joy was completely out of line in that elimination date? I think she was, but you might think differently. Let me know in the comment section below and have a nice day. Thank you.